parents knew quite well that it was far better to cut wood in the spring than it was to be burning the attic floorboards in the midst of winter. In our current state of reacting to problems rather than proactively leading to solve them, we fail to invest in a sustainable future. Consider this: clean and renewable energy versus global warming and pollution, education versus ignorance, or negotiation and dialogue versus war. Given how we currently spend our tax dollars, we are actually investing in our own demise. Imagine what will happen when we invest in our own living. My hope and my vision reside within the collective heart and genius of everyone. Together, we will create a future of clarity and promise. Investing to intentionally create the future that we want will ultimately create a brighter future for all. But how? The world is increasingly complex. The rate of change that we are experiencing is exponential. These conditions demand that we look upon policy differently. The days of applying Band-Aids to a succession of problems, as if policy areas were completely unrelated to each other, these days must end. Instead, policy must be organized to be complementary and proactive. Because of this, my campaign platform is carefully built upon 4 interrelated goals: to face every challenge and to reap the rewards and opportunities within each. I know that if we create conditions to empower people, if we invest to strengthen our communities, if we show foresight to build a stable and sustainable economy, and all the while lead in partnership with the international community, that we can and will reclaim the promise of America. We have all seen many states, like Maine, fight for scraps off of the federal table, while our tax dollars are mismanaged. We leave our state with too few resources and impossible choices. We must ask, what happens when there are too few resources and too little leadership? What is happening is that the very foundation of our society is being worn thin. We must create conditions to empower our people. And this starts with a strong foundation of a well-supported and honored Constitution. Never cease. We must never cease to safeguard its integrity. We must support the inalienable rights of all, including a clean and safe environment with renewed focus on food, chemical, and consumer security. We must empower our people with equitable and effective educational opportunity from preschool through college, making a national commitment to help all receive the education that they need. And then in truth, rather than in word, we will leave no learner left behind. And we must guarantee equitable, quality, universal health care for all as quickly as possible, while concurrently exploring all of the possibilities for a national health care system that makes good sense for every American. And what are we doing by investing billions of our tax dollars into already over-rich oil companies, the industrial farms of the Midwest, or large corporations that outsource our jobs? We are weakening our personal security, and we are weakening the communities we call home. And this cannot be. Instead, we must strengthen our communities. Thinking locally must become a national strategy. We must shift our national subsidy priorities toward local small businesses that are the lifeblood of our economy. In doing so, we can support local solutions for critical national problems, especially through the support of community-based agriculture, local clean energy production, and local industry that adds value to local resources. And what are we thinking when half of our national budget is military related? When we act as if there is no energy crisis, and when we outsource jobs in the name of increased profit only to exploit foreign labor in the global environment. We need to think differently. We can and we must build a stable, sustainable economy. We must reprioritize federal spending away from the military-industrial complex to better address the needs of all citizens. We must build an energy-stable economy based upon clean and renewable power and lead the world in a green technology revolution. We must practice fair trade by implementing fair labor and green certification requirements for all of our imports. This will safeguard foreign labor, the global environment, and protect our economy. How can we be effective leaders in the world when we export our military might rather than the light of our ideals, and when we deny the need for international cooperation? We cannot lead in that case. Instead, we must partner with the international community through foreign policy based upon partnership, mutual respect, human rights, and environmental stewardship. We must make a national commitment to lead the world to avert the global warming crisis before us, and we must lead by example, cutting our own emissions 80% by 2050, on pace for 10% in the next 3 years. And most importantly, we must leave Iraq quickly, responsibly, and with honor through partnership with the international community. By looking squarely at the challenges that we face and seizing the opportunities that each one provides, our country will be brought into balance, and we will create a future that reflects our true greatness. My candidacy is about reaching beyond politics as usual to bridge the gap between our people and their government so that both may partner together to reclaim the promise of America. I offer you a different kind of experience rooted in the current lives of Maine people. I offer you bold, courageous leadership that understands the urgency of this moment. And I offer you renewed, progressive vision and a renewed commitment to the Constitution. I offer you a clear framework of thought that will help us create the future that we want for our children and ourselves. We stand at an unprecedented moment in history. The stakes have never been higher for us. Never. We have no time for half measures or political caution. We must reach past politics as usual and reach forward with assertive, substantive solutions to the challenges we face and the needs of our people. I believe that such change starts with each of us here, gathered here tonight. It begins with me, and it begins with you. I want to take the genius and wisdom of Maine people to Washington as your next senator. Together, we can ledue course. To that end, I ask for your vote on June 10th. I am Tom Ledue, and a vote for me is a vote for powerful, progressive change, and a vote for a relentless, tenacious commitment to work for each and every single one of you and all of our children and grandchildren and generations to come every single day in the United States Senate. Thank you all, and God bless every single one of you.